What's up, Brandon from Campbell's Freedom Farm. Today we're going to talk about and plant something that could help with your face, skin, pimples, high in protein, high in calcium. Could be used as a substitute for flour for thickening. So do you know what it is yet? We're talking about okra. Yep. The plant that came what is now Ethiopia. It actually grows wild in close to the Nile, and it was used in Egypt, but it was never in the manuscripts or anything. So it's quite interesting. But this plant doesn't get the credit that it should. Unless you go, say, Louisiana and order a gumbo. Every time I think of okra, I think of gumbo. Oh my gosh, that stuff is great. My dad used to take seafood. Got seafood from Louisiana, and he'd bring it up. And he always came back with gumbo. Well, he made gumbo too. But this plant is actually a perennial, but it's like 6 feet. It's not the prettiest. Hope it's not mad at me now. But it's a big 6 foot, maybe even bigger plant that loves the heat, the sun. It loves, don't put it where any shade is, which is funny. It looks like shade because this peach tree grew here. But the sun comes and will bake it. It really is. And because it's 6 foot, you really need to maybe put it next to a fence or somewhere it could lean, or you could stake if you need to. But did you know that okra helps with asthma symptoms? Ugh. All right, let's talk about the soil. It is a great plant to plant right after you just finishing your peas. So the peas like cool weather. Okra, don't even put it out until it's really hot. But it loves the nitrogen that peas leave in the soil. So if you didn't grow peas there, feed it with a high nitrogen. So what I'm going to do, and I'll show you really quickly. It's kind of weedy there, but I'm going to put okra to cover this fence. I hate the look of all the farm equipment, the trucks, you know, all that. This will hide all that, and since it's so tall, I could put some really tall flowers and basil. So that's what I plan on doing today. So I'll show you when I'm done. Alright, I got the area ready for them, and I want to show you how to plant them. But before we do that, I want to talk more about the high nitrogen. Normally, I tell you put some Epsom salt in, and this organic, since it's for edibles, plant food. But for okra, I want you to use something like a tomato vegetable garden. The reason being is, if you look at the Nature's Care, it has roughly, I gotta look real quick, 9%, and the tomato food is 12%. And remember, they're really high nitrogen feeders. That's why a lot of people do their peas first, and that's done by now, and then put their okra in. Okra, you could put that in July and it would be happy. So when we do this, use this. And let me show you how I do that really quickly. A close-up. As soon as I find my beeper. Alright, ignore the weeds. I have to clean up the other side. We haven't used this part of the garden for a little while. But Stefan's teepee took where I normally put these. What you're going to do is sprinkle little Epsom salt, little tomato, plant food, and then a handful of compost here. Okay, kind of mix it in. And remember, this is the plant, once it gets established, and we're talking 2-3 feet, you don't have to water it like all the time. Okay, and then let me pop one of these out real quick. Okay, so I'm going to do is just put it in here, cover it up, and then later in a week or two I'm going to do a liquid fertilizer with nitrogen. So I'm going to sprinkle a little more. So that's it for planting okra. Okay, those are planted, and I'm just going to put little baby seedlings of basil and some zinnias. So I told you they're really not cool looking plants. They're kind of weedy looking. And but when you put the basil, it smells great. You have everything together. And then you have the zinnias that really make the wow factor. Now, can you hear this? Even though you don't like eating okra, even though it has high calcium and protein, again, vegan option, these are great for the fall decorations. So, and I'll take a picture, but can you see the stripes on this? I mean, they're really incredible. So you could grow this plant as a screen to hide your neighbors, or just for little music things. My grandson loves just running around shaking these. But when you do cut your okra and you're going to eat it, take it when it's about 3 inches. Don't wait till it's this long. This is ready to go to the paper factory, which actually they do make paper out of this. But, and then the seeds go to coffee. But don't rinse it. Take it straight out of the garden, put it in a bag, and put it in your fridge. The minute you wash this, it becomes slimy. And people hate that snotty slime. But that's what helps thicken the roots and stuff. And it's probably a self-protection for the plant itself. I'd have to research that a little more. So don't wash it, put it in a bag, put it in the fridge. And a paper bag's good because it could still kind of breathe. It's not rotting it. But you could also freeze this whole. That's what I do. I freeze a lot. Now in other countries they dry it just like this, and then they add water to it, and it's done being dehydrated. It's refilled and used. It's like the dried mushrooms, you know. But this is a great plant. I suggest even just buying one. Now, I had a hard time seeding it because I didn't want to use my seed pods because I wanted to save them for fall decorations. So I bought some seeds, which were really old, I guess. So it didn't work. So then I ended up buying one plant because we cook a lot, or I cook a lot with okra. So you're going to eat a lot of gumbos with me and other stuff. I'll show you how to prepare it. You don't need to fry it. You could eat it raw, actually. But I bought one. Clemson spineless. Doesn't that sound weird? So anyway, finally, it wasn't enough one plant for me because I eat so much. So I had to break into my stash and open one of these cute pods, and every one of them germinated. Maybe this one only has one in the cell packet, but normally I put 2. All right, this is Sabrina from Campbell's Freedom Farm. Please subscribe, like, and share. And again, I lost my beeper. If I ever make it, I'm going to get a whole camera system. You don't hear me click, click, click. Have a great day.